Western men, so-called white men, will enter any public space and they will immediately determine who in that place they think they can beat up or who they can't beat up and who might be able to beat them up. I mean, there's no reason whatsoever to perceive any risk or any threat, any reason why you need to know that, but you do it anyway. You're always assessing power, always, or what you perceive as power. You can't just go for coffee. You understand? You can't just enjoy a gathering. You act like you're still scavenging in the forests of Europe, scouting and hunting and so forth. Like I say, you know you do this. I know you do this, and you know you do this, and you know that I know you do. You gauge the physical size of people, their presence, right? What they look like they're worth financially, if they're rich or not, if they're confident or not, and the confidence is like a proxy for their status. See how attractive they are to others, right? This is what you do. You make assessments like this, on snap judgments. You try to see what kind of privilege they have or what kind of prestige they have, what kind of watch they have, what's their posture like, you know, how much space they occupy. You know you do this. I mean, again, there's endless content online that's supposed to train you how to do this, how to rank people and how to improve your ranking in the minds of the other morons who do this, right? And you literally think this is elite level. You're doing something elite, like you're doing something very important, very useful, giving yourself an edge. An edge in what? An edge over what? An edge over random strangers in a coffee shop? An edge over non-threatening, non-dangerous people in a gathering? An edge over someone who's just trying to have a chat with you? No, this is bizarre. This is pathological. But we do it. We do it anyway. And none of the metrics that you use for that ranking, by the way, are measures of character at all. None of those metrics tell you anything about whether or not this person that you're assessing is honest or intelligent or wise or trustworthy or a good person or anything. These are all metrics. The metrics that you use are the metrics of a predatory animal who's reading a new environment for threats and for opportunities. It's very surface level. And you're doing it literally for no legitimate reason whatsoever. But this isn't even something that you do consciously most of the time. So you can't even choose to not do it. You're always going to do this. It happens before thought. It's precognitive. You understand? The ranking is already done by the time your conscious mind even registers that there's people in the room. You're not choosing to rank people. You're not choosing to do that. You've been wired to do that. You've been wired to rank people automatically, instantly, continuously. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You won't. You can't. Because you don't even think it's strange, but it is so strange. It is actually so strange, but you can't even imagine anyone not doing it. Like I say, on some level, like I said, on a precognitive level, you genuinely think that it's necessary and useful to do this. But no one thinks like that. No one does that but a predator. And you have to understand that this very peculiar cultural wiring produces very specific effects socially. It makes genuine community almost impossible. Because community, I mean real community, actual community, not just like networking, trying to get opportunities, networking, which is another form of scavenging, but actual community. This requires that you actually relate to people as full human beings, not as positions in a competitive hierarchy, not as rungs on a ladder. It requires a kind of lateral, non-ranked vision of the other person. You're not trained for that. You're not wired for that. What you are trained for is vertical orientation, above you, below you, competition, rivalry. Community is horizontal, and horizontal is deeply unfamiliar territory for us. You can't compute situations in which you don't have to either obey someone or obliterate someone. These are the two options that you live with all the time. Again, with this loneliness epidemic I was talking about in America, this loneliness epidemic, that's at least partly because of this pathology. Because you can't build a genuine connection with people while you're simultaneously ranking them and competing with them. You can't build a connection with them. Connection includes some degree of vulnerability, which requires you to have some level of trust, which requires at minimum the capacity to see another person as your equal rather than as a rival or as a subordinate.